Welcome!
To the Color and Life podcast.
Or welcome back, whichever matches the experience you have with us. I'm
This
Jennifer.
is episode 20, part 2.
This is not episode 20, part 2.
30, part 2.
This is not episode 30, part 2.
Well, that's what it says on the show notes. You adjust the show notes every time. I don't know what you do.
I try. I've asked for your help. You won't give me help. So, it's episode 31.
This is episode 31,
sure.
part 2.
Let me check. Okay.
This is episode 31, part 2.
I am Jennifer.
And I'm John Michael.
And we can be found together at www.colorandlifepodcast.com.
Or separately on...
And on Instagram as at Color and Life Podcast.
Or separately as...
Junip on Ravelry and Genuine Knits on almost all the other interweb places, social media places.
And Sandboxer7 on Ravelry and nowhere else.
So, what do we have for our viewers today? Oh, all the places.
We already said that.
All the links, contest rules, books, stuff we've talked about, all that kind of stuff. www.colorandlife. All the W's. .colorandlifepodcast.com.
All of the W's? All of them? Really?
All the W's that are needed. 3 of them, to be specific.
All 3 required W's. The target date for upload is going to be August 1st, 2017.
Yes. What do we have for our viewers?
We have all the alongs, and then we have a Maker of the Month, a new Maker of the Month.
New Maker of the Month. And
then we have the conversation. About
something
stuff. I really don't know what it is. It's just... And then we have questions from viewers this time. So on with the show.
On with the show.
The Festivus for the rest of us.
Your voice sounds different every time you do that.
Well, I'm slowly trying to improve it.
Oh, okay. Well, happy Chris Mahana Ramakadana Kwanzaa, or whatever else it is that you're celebrating. We the Festivus for the rest of us is our make along for the holidays, so there's no procrastinating related to the holidays. We've got lots of things in the Done and Beautiful thread so far.
Yep.
Not a whole lot of chatter going on the works in progress. I actually need to go through my list of people I'm gifting to during the holidays and figuring out what I'm giving and how and all that kind of stuff.
You're going to make a list?
I'm going to make a list.
And you're going to check it twice?
Well, do I need to? They're all nice or they wouldn't be on my list in the first place.
Well, I suppose that's true.
I wouldn't even consider handmade stuff for anybody that I didn't think was nice. So anyway, the knitworthy is implied if you're on the list, or the craftworthy. So you can do anything related to the holidays as long as it was started after January or June 20th, after June 20th. Summer solstice. And you finish it before winter solstice, which is the 21st.
I was getting ahead of myself.
Alrighty, and there's hashtag Festivus for the rest of us MAL. And that will have been on the screen.
Yep. We
have the design along.
Yes.
And I put up the Ballerina Bliss cowl. There is a discount if you get both of them together. If you bundle the cowl and the mitts together.
Yeah.
They're cuffs.
Once you buy one, the other is cheaper.
Yes.
Is essentially how it works.
That's essentially how it works. And I'm working on shawl design.
We're working on a shawl design.
We're working on a shawl design.
And I'm working on a shawl design.
And I'm working on a shawl design. So there's lots of shawls being designed. And
I'm also working on a little adorable stuffing.
Yes. And I've got a couple of patterns that might be up, just little free patterns that might be up in the next week and a half or so.
Yep. So...
And let's see. Is that for all the alongs? If you have any questions about anything, there's a design along. It's Color and Life Design Along for the hashtag. Hashtag Color and Life Design Along. Yes, that's correct. And what else? Oh, if you have any other questions about any of our rules or anything, it's www.colorandlifepodcast.com. And there is a fly. Big one. Still here.
Are you...
Tried to get him out. But if our eyes just suddenly go, woo, and our heads are spinning around, it's just a fly. There's no otherworldly, demonic type of things going on. Just a fly. Although a fly is pretty... No, we're not going there. Anyway, it's just a fly.
Flies are pretty otherworldly and demonic. Is that what
it's just a fly. All right. So, last time, show notes are over here.
Right, left hand.
We need to do our Maker of the Month. Do you hear that?
Do I hear what? Oh, the...
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We each have our own colorways.
We do.
And our own names.
Yes.
Our superhero names. And now we know now everybody knows our alter egos and they're let in on the secret.
Yes. So you're gonna make socks?
They know who the Flash is. Yes, I'm making socks. I'm making socks with that.
Everyone knows who the Flash is.
They're gonna...
Come on.
That's true. Everybody knows who the Flash is. That's like
seriously,
one of the worst superhero secrets ever is the Flash.
No, it's just like in this day and age, secret identities are so not
Barry
a
Allen.
thing.
Yeah, Barry
I mean,
Allen
you
is
look at like
the worst kept superhero secret.
And then there's like the whole Marvel thing where like everyone knows who they are. It's just like, why even try with secret identities anymore?
Okay. Anyway, but we have them now.
No,
so they're cool.
we don't, because everyone knows. That's the point. You missed the point.
We don't even have we have our superhero skills, but we have no superhero identities. Anyway, we have cool names though.
We do have cool names.
We have cool names. Okay. All right, and Liz, this is actually Liz's fiber right here. She does fiber as well.
Everyone has a secret identity.
Who
wants the pressure of being super all the time? I mean, come on. Can you see me in this at the supermarket?
So this is Evergreen, her colorway Evergreen, and it is 100% Falkland. And I have one bobbin of it already done. It's beautiful. All of these. I'm hopefully not going to drop my bobbin and break another one.
That would suck.
One of these, when I was at the last spinning thing I went at, it fell onto a wood floor. Not this one, but one like it. We will be repairing my bobbin. These are pricey little puppies. Anyway.
Not to be confused with actual puppies. They're just bobbins.
Right. So, Maker of the Month, Liz, Colorful Eclectic. Gorgeous stuff. So, I'm going to do the socks on Instagram, and I'll probably put the fiber, pictures of the fiber, and as I'm spinning it in my yarn that I'm making on the Color and Life podcast Instagram.
So with these socks,
do
are you
these
going to do the bodies and the THCs different colors and then switch on the other sock?
THC.
Yeah, THC.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's neat. Should we let everybody else in on what I just got?
What? Sure.
Toes, heels, and cuffs. THC.
Yeah.
That way I don't have to mix them up and end up saying toes, tufts, and heels.
What?
Or coes. Anyway, and mix it up. I have done that before.
Coes, huffs, and teals.
There, that one. Mix it up. We'll keep it straight. So, THC. Yeah, THC. That's a thing.
It's totally a thing.
It's totally a thing now.
Just like a skein and a half.
It's not a thing.
It needs to be a thing.
It is not a thing.
It's a skein and a half.
No, it's not. No,
You get,
okay,
you get
we're
a,
not doing this.
Okay, you get a
No, we're not
skein
doing
and
this.
then a slightly
Colorful
smaller skein.
Eclectic. Her socks and her yarn on those places, and yes, I'm going to be doing them alternately so you can see how they knit up. That is going to be a special order situation, and it'll be in the shop for as long as it is. Then you can pre-order it.
Did you
Basically,
mention the
she's
coupon
getting
code?
ready. Oh, not the coupon code yet. So the coupon code is Color Life 10. Sorry, Color Life 10 for 10% off. So the coupon code is Color Life 10 for 10% off, and you go to www.colorfuleclectic.com, and that will take you to her shop. You can then link to her shop.
Yep.
If you don't see anything, if you don't see it in her shop, if for some reason you like have seen me with the Ballerina Bliss, or no, this is Keep Calm and Be a Ballerina, or the Black Raspberry, or this Evergreen fiber on Falkland, she's got different bases. Let her know, message her, because she will can do lots of things, do custom orders. Do you need to move your hook?
No.
Okay.
Maybe.
Alrighty. So now it's time for our conversation.
Yes. Which
We're going to talk about stuff.
this week is going to be about spinning. I don't know if you noticed.
Yes. Last week we spoke about teaching, or last conversation we spoke about teaching, and this conversation we decided to share our spinning with you.
Yes. We may have given that away early.
Just a little bit.
I'm not
with
sure.
our setup, but we didn't want to do two different setups.
That would have been painful.
Yeah. Instead, we're just recording twice.
Yeah. Like, that's not painful at all.
Alrighty, so spinning. We have
It's fun.
we have lots of different wheels. Well, we have 3 different wheels, and we have lots of spindles.
Lots of spindles.
You learned on a spinning wheel, or you learned on a spindle.
A spinning doll.
A spinning doll or a spindle. You learned on a spindle. I learned on a wheel.
spindling.
So, and I just went straight to the wheel. My spinning wheel ended up being a Christmas present. Kind of a surprise present that my husband didn't even know he was getting
a
me.
surprise for yourself.
He had gotten me a.
It was just to be clear, it was a surprise for the gifter, not for the receiver.
It was a surprise for me too. So I didn't know he was gonna get. He got me a folding loom. One of those
Stash Buster.
portable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rigid head of loom.
But
And I already had one. So I went down to trade in the one that I had received, the foldable one, for another loom, and was looking at table looms, and then started looking at spinning wheels, then started talking to my husband.
And then she started talking to us, and she said, well,
If
which
it was a choice.
do you think I should get?
Oh yeah,
A
which do you think?
spindle or a spinning wheel or a loom? And Jeremy said you should get a spinning wheel because that was cooler to him.
Yeah.
And I said, no, you need to get a loom because if you get a spinning wheel, that's going the wrong direction. The next thing after spinning wheel is livestock, and we cannot do livestock.
No, we were in a place we
Cannot do
definitely could not
livestock.
do livestock. And
Now we have chickens, and we're not getting a goat. We're not getting a goat.
I'm on your side. My husband wanted us to get. He was going, "Hey, should we get goats?" And John Michael and I are like, "No, we do not want to be taking care of goats. We do not want to be nursemaids to goats. Chickens is enough. We take care of our chickens. That's good, and we get eggs, which we love. We could get milk from the goats, though.
No.
No.
We do not want goats.
No. Okay, not even. No, stop it. It's so easy. It's so easy to just get sucked in. We're not getting sucked in.
You don't need any more adorable things, okay?
Oh, because they are really not adorable. When
No, they're not. They're not adorable at 3 o'clock in the morning when it has chewed through the wires.
No, that's
No.
not adorable. Not adorable. Okay. So, I ended up with a spinning wheel. And a loom. And I taught myself how to spin
And weave.
on my wheel.
Well, no,
and
you,
weave.
you read some books on weaving. Weaving is a bit more complicated. You have to get it right or not at all.
No, you can figure it out. But anyway, but I got a book and I did the things, and you can. But I'm deep into the pool. I wanted to do it totally right and wanted to do this big complex thing. I ended up doing the samples thing in the book first. Then I did this big complex thing. This is my very first weaving. So we'll talk about weaving some other day.
I'm gonna do this sample. Okay, I'm ready.
Well, it was a scarf, granted, but it was like it had vertical stripes. It had a really complex weaving, not a super complex, I guess. But I just went, I want to do this weaving pattern.
This is how our family works.
So, anyway.
Oh, was that the shawl that you won the fall shawl contest?
No,
with?
that was the third thing I wove.
Okay. She won a weaving shawl contest.
Oh no, baby, that was the fourth or fifth.
Best in show. I think it was best in show, wasn't it?
Yeah, best in show.
With her third weaving project.
Oh no, it was like the fourth.
No, stop it.
Maybe. Anyway. So.
Tall tales do not have to be true.
It was at the very, very beginning. I will say that. It was not very far into it.
I
Into
helped
my
pick
weaving
the pattern.
career. Anyway, we are off spinning. Tangent.
That was not my fault.
So,
that was not.
We.
Play the tape. That was not my fault.
So we are spinning today. We are talking about spinning. And what is it that you like about spinning? Oh, how did you get into spinning?
Oh, I got into spinning because I don't know. I just was like, "Hey, you're spinning. I gotta do this."
So you started spinning on a shaft.
I think it was at some point. It was like a challenge accepted kind of deal.
Oh, I think it was.
That sounds like me. It was like, why don't you start spinning? And I'm like, okay, why don't I? I'll do it.
And so you started spinning on a spindle. And that was okay. And then then you started using an Icon, one of mine.
Yes, and that was
I have
better.
several spindles.
No, and then you got
and then
me
we
an
started
icon. You
making.
got me an icon.
Then I got you an Icon. And then we started making spindles. No, finding spindles.
Yeah, we find them out in the woods.
Just
Our
look at the website.
chickens are very talented.
Runyon Artware. Oh, wait. Okay. So,
Are you going to show
I got
the
this
spindles that
spindle
we
tote.
find?
I'm going to show one of the spindles that we find, but I'm also going to show the spindle tote. It had to happen because, hold it up.
It's got little chickens all over it. I don't understand the hexacombs, but there's little
Those are-
chickens and eggs.
Yeah.
There are hexacombs right next to these chickens. I don't understand. I don't understand the hexacombs.
I don't know. So just hold it up. Hold it up closer so they can see the chickens. No, closer. Closer.
Gonna zoom in. Look more closely.
Look more closely. Okay.
Come on, zoom in.
Hold it up more closely. There you go. So you can see little chickens. Is that focusing?
Yeah, ish.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
My orifice hook.
this is the spindle. This was Pop's challenge accepted. This is my husband's. He saw beginning spindles. Okay, you'll learn a little bit about the other. Everybody in our family's into this kind of stuff in one way or another, because he doesn't get into all this, but he looks at the tools
and he was like, just like, these spindles suck.
They make machines.
Challenge accepted.
Not the ichimes, but the...
But really inexpensive spindles are not very good.
Right. And that bothered him.
And so he was like, accepted.
So this is a rundle. We call it a rundle because it just goes and goes.
And so he started searching in the woods.
That's right. That's our story.
And we're sticking to it.
Our chickens are specially trained like little truffle pigs.
Yeah. Some people have truffle pigs. We have truffle hunting
chickens.
pigs. We have spindle hunting chickens.
Okay.
Very highly trained.
RunyonArtware.com, and you'll see the rundles. But anyway, I'm trying to talk and hold this up because it's still spinning.
So.
It was still spinning, even though it got bonked a few times. So all of this nice long yarn. So nice spindles. So you had a rundle.
Yes, and then
and you like
I
your
got
rundle. And you don't mind them because they spin and they're great, but it's still a spindle.
Yeah.
And you wanted to go. Oh no, that's not how it worked. We were at spin night at Recycled Lamb.
Yes, and I experienced my very first wheel.
Yes.
And here, hand me that one. And this is what I spun on that wheel. Let me just show you some of the absolutely fantastic and wonderfully 100% even yarn that I spun as my very first wheel spinning.
That's called playing. It balances stuff out a little bit. You got some pretty wicked pigtails going on in there, though.
Hey, don't judge.
I'm not judging. I'm assessing. It's an observation. There's no judgment about it. It's just what's true.
Yeah.
That's pretty good first yarn, though.
Yeah. Well,
anyway. So
as you can see, it's pretty good learned yarn too.
Yeah.
Because
sometimes you want to do that kind of thing on purpose.
And she actually took a class for this.
So that I could do these. Get back to slubby instead of. Because usually your goal is to be really consistent. I do not think they can see that. Hold it up. Hold the bobbin all the way up. Hold the bobbin all the way up to the camera.
Hold the bobbin all the way up.
Which means standing up.
No.
Yes.
You can't zoom in.
Stand up and show. I don't know how to do that yet. I don't know for sure that I can.
There's not enough light back there.
There's not enough light. Okay. Hold it up a little bit farther away from the camera just so we can see it. That's good. Probably wasn't very good, but oh well. Anyway, so sometimes you want to do that on purpose after a while. So don't be upset with yourself if you're learning how to spin and it seems to get all slubby.
Yeah.
But because hand spin is it's not supposed to look like commercial yarn. I mean,
no,
yes, you can get it really good, and I have some beautiful yarns. But you're not a machine. You
are not a machine. You are a spinner, and that means that you make art. You're an artist. You're an artist.
Right, and some people are saving. I had to get to a certain point where I would just spin and not worry so much about, oh, what is this going to be, and how am I going to do it, and what am I going to do with it.
You had to get past the phase of what if I make it wrong?
Yeah, exactly.
What if I do it wrong?
And here, pull.
I have the perfect thing for this.
What?
As Mr. Miyagi once said, if come from in here, it is never wrong.
Okay, that's good. So grab some.
He was talking about bonsai trees, but still.
Grab some of my handspun, and we'll talk about it a little bit.
Here you go.
So this is some that is pretty dang consistent, and this is just a 2-ply. This is Liz's fiber. What was it? 100%. 60% Polworth, 40% silk was this, and it was pink lemonade, and it was just these 2 braids,
which is wonderful fiber
that I spun
as fiber. It was absolutely fantastic.
That I spun as singles and then plied them together. Oh, I love the smell of this wool wash. Okay.
It smells like wool.
Jasmine-y. No, it doesn't smell like wool anymore. Okay, so colorful eclectic.
Well, I like the smell of wool too.
There are...
That's, by the way, how you know you're a
ounces.
fiber person. When you really like the smell of wool.
Yeah.
When it just goes, the smell of wool.
Sheepy wool.
Sheepy wool. Then you know you're truly at the peak of your fiber personiness.
So this is 415 yards, 227 grams, approximately 8 ounces, because it was two 4-ounce braids. Oh, sorry, no. 415 is different. There is 726 yards here. So 726 yards. I think there's a little more than that. This was one of the ones I did for
Spinzilla.
during Spinzilla. So
you spend about half your time working on that and half your time working on other stuff.
there were other things. This was from the year before, I think.
Yeah, I think that was from the year before Spinzilla.
Spinzilla.
The Spinzilla
and this
year
is
before.
a Noro roll, and I took 3. Is this a 2 or a 3? This is a 2. So I took just this Noro roll that is pencil roving, and just added a little twist in it.
Why is it called pencil
Lied it
roving,
together.
you ask?
Because it's thin like a pencil.
It's about as thin as a pencil.
Yep.
So
what I was saying, though, is I had to get to the point where I had enough fiber sitting around, enough braids, that I'd just do it. I'd just say, hey, I'm going to try this. Hey, I'm going to try that. Hey, I'm going to try this. And not worry so much. Like, I got this, and I got 2 braids of this, and I went, I'm just going to see, this seems to want to be a little thicker, so I'm going to do a thicker 2-ply with it. It'll probably pop up to be about a bulky or a chunky weight. But then I'm going to use it too. I have no problem using handspun. I don't have as many things. I need to spend a little more time knitting my handspun, maybe. Maybe designing a little bit with my handspun.
No, you don't. I don't think you want to design with your handspun.
Why?
Because that you might get wrong.
No.
The design you might get wrong.
No.
Really?
Why would I get the design wrong?
Okay, never mind.
No, why would I get the design wrong?
If you won't get the design wrong, that's fine. Go
Why
for
would
it.
I get the design wrong? I don't even understand what that means.
Okay, so you're knitting up your design, and you realize that you need to make a change, and rip it all out, and then knit it again. And I'm not sure that's an experience that you want to have with your handspun.
Oh, well, I could design it a different way and then just knit it up.
Exactly.
Knit it with my handspun.
See this?
Knit my design with my handspun is what I meant. Okay.
Jesus.
That one may not make it in.
Probably not.
So, where were we at?
Australia.
Oh, yes, Australia. So we were talking about... So why do you spin?
Me? Or them?
Yeah. No, you.
Um,
I mean, we told the
I
story
don't
of how you
know.
learned how to spin. But why do you spin?
I don't know.
You don't know? Serious? It's like
Yeah.
a serious answer?
Yeah.
Okay, we're cutting that out. Well, I spin because... No, serious, why do you spin?
I don't know. It's, I don't know, kind of maybe just a little bit therapeutic. Just doing the same thing over and over again to occupy the simple part of your brain so that the other parts can do higher and more complex things.
So you like think and create and stuff while you're spinning?
No. The higher parts of your brain are your subconscious. You're not able to access them with your conscious mind for good reason.
That doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
What?
So, I'm just experiencing something just right now. I'm going back and I'm adding a little bit more fiber in because it started to get a little thin feeling wise. Started to feel a little too thin. And that is starting to feel a little bit too thick. And one thing, I can talk and do stuff and while I'm spinning, and Beth Smith kind of gave me the freedom to do that more in a class that I took from her, because she said trust your fingers, that they can feel, that they'll be consistent, that they'll grab the right amount and do that, or will feel when it's wrong and so you can stop and fix it.
Yeah, because your fingers are smart. Not quite as smart as octopus fingers though, because octopuses actually have brains in their fingers. So, like, their fingers are actually really smart, because like even detached octopus tentacles, like if they, like that have been accidentally cut off, like they hunt on their own, and they find food and they kill it, but they can't eat it, so they die. That's the only reason they die, is because
they can't metabolize stuff.
Yeah, the octopus tentacles are that smart. They have 40 brain nodes. We have like 10. I don't remember the exact number for humans, but it's somewhere around 10.
Anyway, tangent.
Hey, octopuses are cool.
You should have like a little mask or something that you put on when you go on some tangents. Little thing that you put on, letting us all know that you've moved into tangent mode.
I don't think anyone has trouble.
We could have a police box that you could change in. A call box that we can mix all the things
Just
together.
mix all of the references.
Giant mashup.
She does double drive only. I do Scotch tension.
Oh, so
it's
it takes
different
it up
sort of. It's a different sort of.
Yeah, but we're not going to go into the different tensions. That's like way more than. We're just talking about the fun part of spinning.
Well,
and
can we sometime? Fun. Can we do a technical discussion about the differences between Scotch double drive and Irish tension? Please, please, please.
You prepare it. I'll talk about it.
Okay. Challenge accepted.
All right. So we'll have a. Apparently, a future conversation will be about the technical aspects of spinning.
Hey, it's way too big a topic to cover in just one conversation.
I know. If you really want to spend some time in that, though, one person that does that extremely well is Welford Pearls. She has an amazing podcast, the Woolen Spinning Podcast. And I'll put information on the screen and in the notes about her, Rachel from Woolen Spinning. And she does lots and lots of technical stuff. She's very heavy into spinning, but I just spin to spin.
Yeah. You know what it is?
And so I have pretty yarn that I
think
can
I just
knit
realized
with.
why I spin. It's the it's exploring the feeling between the twist and the strength of the yarn. because the twist going into the yarn strengthens it, and exploring the line where that happens is really intriguing to me.
The line where that happens, what do you mean?
Well, so when I pull on this, right, it's coming out. If I put more twist in, it would be harder to pull it. And playing that line is a lot of fun to me.
So you like long draw?
Yeah.
And you're
But
okay that
doesn't
it
have
makes
to be
your...
long draw. Doesn't have to be long draw. It's the how the twist adds grit to the fiber.
How the twist turns it into yarn?
Yeah.
Cool.
So.
And what kind are you gonna have? What kind of yarn are you gonna have? That question.
What?
I am cruising along on this.
Well, I'm gonna end up with yarn of some description.
Alrighty.
Doesn't really matter what.
So I
It'll
spin.
be yarn.
I spin mostly for kind of zen, and I haven't done it a lot, which is weird.
No, you haven't been very zen lately. That's not weird at all.
Oh, I need to spin more, so I'm more zen.
It's a very direct correlation there.
Is it? Do you find I'm just overall more relaxed when I spin?
You know, I think that might be true.
Huh. Interesting.
Because especially with how you're designing all these things, that's like decisions and decisions and decisions and just all kinds of decisions, and that makes you tired and cranky.
So I just need to
do us all a favor and spin more.
spin some more. Okay. But one of the things is we really need to not be saving. It's really easy, especially to have hand spun become precious. Oh, I spun this. It's my hand spun.
Yes, but you spun it, and you can do it again.
Right. Well, sometimes the fiber isn't available, but still. But I have this yarn here, my hand spun, that I turned into those voodoo dolls.
Yeah. I think the moral
And
of
I
this
think
conversation
Is what?
is that no matter how much yarn you do knit, you can always make more.
Yeah, you can make more, you can spin more. And yeah, there are some things that are like certain colorways, but that's okay. It's all right. I think there's a little bit extra angst in messing it up in when you're talking about spinning, because if I knit the wrong thing, if I knit, say I knit this up and I just don't like it, I can take it out.
Hey, you have a drum carder.
But that'd mix all the fibers together.
Well, then you'd get a nice
Exactly.
orange-ish.
So, but I wouldn't have what I started with.
No.
I can't. I can take apart a piece of knitting that I knit with this and end up with what I started with before I knit, which is this yarn. But I can't undo my spinning. So, I think of it more like painting with fiber. And yeah, I've done that thing, but maybe I can turn it into something else.
Have you ever taken just white fiber and added colorful bits of fiber as you spin it?
I have never done that.
I think that's a thing you need to do.
Might be.
I think that's an experiment you need to try.
Just draft in different colors?
Yeah.
And not drum carding it, draft it.
Yeah. Paint with all
maybe.
the colors of the fiber.
Alrighty, Pocahontas.
Hey, you gave it away. Come on. You gave it away.
Okay, I'll cut that out where I gave it away. Alright.
So, are you a spinner? Do you like to spin? Do you think you might like to spin? Have we inspired you to become a spinner?
There are quite a few spindle spinning and spindle alongs.
Ooh, you could join a spindle along.
Yeah, it's a spin along. And Chanel from the Piper Nell podcast is doing one. And who else? I'll put it on the screen. Anyway, she's doing one too. And I just got some of her yarn. But I'm totally blanking on her name. Anyway, there are quite a few people that are doing spindle and spinning alongs. So look it up. I'll put those two that I mentioned. So try it if you want to. Rundles are really good beginner spindles, and they're not that expensive, and they're pretty robust. You can drop them and they'll be okay. And I mean, they're not indestructible, but
yeah, don't smash them up against a wall. I mean, they might break, but they're pretty sturdy.
They're pretty sturdy. They can stand up to most stuff, and
most beginner spinning experiences.
And that's the thing is they're designed so they'll spin and spin and spin. So if you're a beginning spinner, you can. That's one of the most frustrating things, is if your spindle isn't weighted and it will start back spinning too soon, and or not take the thickness of your yarn, or how difficult that is to kind of negotiate sometimes. Yeah. Why do you spin? What do you do if you like spinning? All that stuff. Tell us about your spinning stuff. Comment. Share your perspectives. And now,
questions from viewers.
Questions people ask.
The first one comes from Ruth Rabbit, who asks,
she wanted to know
do you
about
think left or right-handedness would affect for good/speed whether you used English or continental knitting styles? Would one suit a certain hand better?
So I think that's asking about if you're right-handed, would you be naturally a better English knitter
or
than a continental knitter?
Would you be either? Would you be better at either? And
does handedness make you a little bit better at that?
The answer is, in my experience, no. Doesn't matter.
I don't think so.
In the long run. In the short run, it might be easier to learn one, maybe, but
I think it more has to do with the person.
I don't think so.
And how they approach things. For instance, I was a crocheter before I became a knitter, so it was super, super easy for me to just move to continental because I already had years and years and years and years and years of muscle memory of holding my yarn in this hand and working yarn with the right.
Me, I found it easier to learn that I didn't have to learn yarn management and stitches at the same time. I could just kind of let it hang and then, learn to make the stitches, and so I ended up doing English.
Yep, and in my beginning knitting classes, I teach both.
Yep.
Just depends on what the person wants to learn. And I'm fine with teaching both.
So, yeah, I think, but once you learn one, I think that it doesn't really make a difference.
I think it's handy to learn both.
Yeah.
Especially doing any kind of color work or double knitting or anything, it can be really nice to know how to do both.
If you are experiencing, pain or cramps after knitting for a while, you might want to switch to the other. It might help with that.
Yep.
So, thanks for the question, Ruth Rabbit. Running It My Way asks, what is in your on-the-go tool bag? No, JM, not the type of tools the average construction worker would have on the job site.
Oh, we gotta read the last
Aliens.
Bit. She goes, aliens. Okay. Alright, so you're going first.
Am I?
Yes.
Oh. I have I have a little darning needle tube. I have a crocheted mint tape measure. And these just I keep in my main project bag. The project that is most likely to need them. I also have my little yarn cutter and my
One of those little circle ones that has the...
Yeah, it's really cool. It's from Clover.
Uh-huh.
And those are pretty much the only tools that I really use all the time.
Alrighty.
Yep. Oh, and stitch markers.
Yeah.
I have a little baggie of stitch markers.
I've gone through several different incarnations of things that I do.
She has so many.
I
don't think you understand how many notions she has. She could take one project bag and fill it with all of her notions and they might not fit.
Yes.
That's how many notions she has.
A large project bag even.
Yes. That's how many notions she has.
In fact, I've started organizing some things. This drawer right here has stitch markers and progress keepers.
You do not want to be here for the whole listing.
And this
of
cup right here is just for things. But you were asking about an on-the-go bag. Now, my on-the-go bag.
Those little on-the-go boxes. They're like mint tins.
Yes, I have.
Do you have one of those?
Some handy? No.
No, there's one right over here.
Okay, so I have some of these that I got from Sexy Knitter, and they're these cool little tins.
Yeah, and they all have cute messages. If I can't take my knitting, I'm not going. And it has...
You can get lots of different messages.
It has a little stitch marker. This is actually an origami pattern.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they're little origami
In fact,
stars.
it might be a piece of origami.
It is. So one of the things that's really cool about this is the...
Little micro scissors.
Yeah.
Little micro scissors.
Micro scissors. There's a crochet hook. There's a very
snip.
strong magnet in the top of the tin.
Snip, snip.
So
Snip.
your things can stay stuck so you don't lose them.
Snip.
I put stitch markers in here, a little tape measure. You have to hold them correctly.
I am. I'm trying to snip with my little snippers. Well, with your little snippers. See, look, little snippers. Ah, they snipped.
So anyway, these little tiny snippers, and there's usually a little round needle gauge.
And a little sheet tape measure.
But also that would be okay. Also, that would be the needle gauge. So I have these
Did you show
around.
them the little crochet hook?
Yeah, there's a tinted thing and it has a crochet hook to fix and a darning needle. Well, that's a needle. Sometimes there's a darning needle. But I have these. I also have just little bags. I have, what was the question again?
Oh.
What is in my on-the-go tool bag? So, in my on-the-go
Not
tool
including
bag
construction tools.
is just about everything I think I would need. It has...
Oh, that's funny. That's really weird.
What?
Because I just realized, so like in every other aspect of my life, I'm the kind of guy who he carries everything, right? I have this massive backpack that
So, yeah, you go to school every day.
And I'm really far from the house, and I go there for pretty much all day. So I just have this backpack that I carry everything that I could possibly use in that day. And that's what you're describing with your knitting, but I don't do that with my knitting stuff. I just have a few tools that I maybe might need, and then...
Yeah, and you guys gotta understand that's because he cheats. And he has so many other tools that he carries with him all the time.
What? No.
That if you forget scissors, it's okay because you have...
Teeth.
Your other cutters.
Oh, I have a knife that I just always have. It's like a little utility knife with like an inch-long blade, and it is the most useful tool anyone can ever have.
So, sorry.
You can use it in every instance.
She was totally right about aliens. So I at least have darning needles. I at least have stitch markers, locking stitch markers. I probably have a few progress keepers around. I mean, this is what I make sure I always have.
In every project bag.
In every project bag. Some kind of cutting thing.
Oh, and it's always different. In
Often I have...
project bag.
There's different mixtures,
and
yeah.
they tend to get left in the project bags, too. So
They
we don't
do.
really know where all of her notions are. But that doesn't matter because she's just going to get more.
That's
so,
right. I am.
It's a problem.
It's
Send
not.
help.
Let's see. What did I have? I had a darning needle, scissors.
Just all the amenities. What you really need to start carrying
I don't
is,
always have a needle gauge,
is little...
but I almost always have something to measure with. A ruler.
What you really need
measuring tape.
is something to, like a stitch holder.
A stitch holder. Oh, I do have stitch holders in some
Yeah,
of
like
my
those
things.
little oversized clothespins, or
Uh-huh.
the really cool ones from the Clover that have like the plastic needle and then the rubber thing that stretches around both ends.
I have those. I usually have those. That's not what I usually have with me all the time. I usually only have those.
But who knows when you might need to take stitches off of your needle and hold them for a while.
So, I don't usually have those. But I usually have some kind of a fix-it crochet hook, or possibly... No, that's pretty much my absolute minimum is darning needle or darning needles, a darning needle or darning needles, scissors, tape measure, and
Food.
actually, yes, there's almost always like a package of Velveetas or something.
Hashtag non-spawn.
Some of those are kind of old because I don't eat them always. It's just like
It's just nice to know that you could.
I have an emergency
If
stash.
you had it stuck and you were stuck in
Actually,
the
I really
wilderness
do.
with your knitting,
Exactly.
you might need to eat something that was not your knitting.
Measuring tape, that was it.
Yeah,
So-
you already said that.
Oh, scissors.
You already said that.
Okay. So my
All right.
my bare minimum is darning needles, measuring tape, scissors, and locking stitch markers.
Yep. And that is what we keep in our on-the-go bag. Thank you for the question, running it my way. And until next time.
Have a colorful life. To the school.
No, then we have to record our show, our little video thing.
That's right. All right.
Welcome to
Oh.
the Color and Life podcast. Hey.
Are we recording?